all place. Well, I'm sure most of the trick-or-treating is done by now in Canada, so let's break out some of that candy and enjoy what should be a real treat tonight, because this Battle of Alberta rivalry is showing signs of rising from the dead. What a month of October it's been for Kari Ramo. He got the starting assignment on opening night, then he was put on waivers, then sent to the minors, and now he's back, thrust back into the Saturday night spotlight here in Edmonton. Down to the other end, Cam Talbot makes his fourth consecutive start. He allowed 3 first-period goals on Thursday night.
The season went on
0. This town is still buzzing about that, and they're still buzzing about this guy. 18-year-old Connor McDavid, who comes into the night tied for fifth in NHL scoring on a 7-game point streak. Dave Randolph with you alongside Greg Simpson for chapter number 2 of this season's Battle of Alberta. The Edmonton Oilers trying to win back-to-back games. The Calgary Flames, Greg trying to snap a 4-game losing.
Yeah, in some ways, good thing for the Flames to be right back at it the next night. A difficult game last night on home ice, but some great energy here in the building tonight.
Johnny Bear, Dean Morton are the referees. Bon Romy and Steve Miller are the linesmen. The Oilers wearing their throwback jerseys tonight, and this the final season of this great old barn. Let's all play. Sent into the Oilers zone, and the NHL right away.
Well, Maroon just finds himself in front and did a good job of trying to be a screen. There's the read in the middle of the ice, a quick turnaround opportunity for Valley. You can see he's going to be hit into a lead, looks up skyward, can't believe it. And what a moment for Maroon right now in history is the first player goal scorer in this building. Opportunity to show Bob Harvey that he can sent down to the minor. Fourth line short here for Edmonton. Marchuk Testu plays on the fourth line. Zach Cassian's out there, fourth line out for Calgary as well, centered by Matt State.
With a shot of that is knocked down.
NHL October 31/2015 Calgary Flames, Edmonton Oilers, YouTube and 3 more pages. Personal Microsoft Edge window, YouTube video player view. See Slider at 3 minutes 46 seconds and 1 hour 51 minutes 58 seconds. Current value 226. Minimum value 0. Maximum value 6,700.
The disappointment he had being sent down to the minors. The problem having 3 goaltenders in the system right now, but he has an absolute gem of an opportunity to show Bob Harvey that he can be the guy.
Connor and David wins that draw cleanly back to Dark.
System
4
right
minutes, 6
now,
seconds, 4 minutes, 7 seconds, 4 minutes, 8 seconds, 1 hour, 51 minutes, 58
to show
seconds.
Bob Harvey that he can be the guy.
Connor and David wins that draw cleanly back to Darnell Nurse. Another recent call-up for this Oilers roster that has been ravaged by injury of late. Nurse called up along with Leon Draisaitl. And this one goes all the way down the ice for icing against Edmonton.
5 minutes, 5 minutes, 11 seconds, 5 minutes, 12 seconds, 5 minutes, 13 seconds, 1 hour, 51 minutes, 58 seconds.
Well, this line is really starting to click together. And you think of the pressure on McDavid as the #1 all pick, the pressure coming in to be a franchise player. The first 4 games, he went the first 2 without getting a point. I thought he handled it very well, but through the last 7, he's been really the catalyst for this Oiler team as they try to turn the corner and get their game up to par.
Oilers again control off the draw that is shoveled into the Flame zone.
5 minutes, 3 seconds, 5 minutes, 4 seconds.
Then and give it a shove down to the Oilers, take over. With the 7-game points. This is Nail Yakupov, who, by the way, also has a 7-game point streak along with McDavid.
Well, this line is really starting to click together. And you think of the pressure on McDavid as the #1 all pick, the pressure coming in to be a franchise. Pressure on McDavid as the #1 all pick, the pressure coming in to be a franchise player. The first 4 games, he went the nutrition, the natural choice for everyday performance. So the first penalty and an early opportunity for the Oilers to get this crowd back on their feet.
Power play is brought to you by Bios.
Pass, and Kachuk didn't lay up in time. So the first penalty and an early opportunity for the Oilers to get this crowd back on their feet.
Power play is brought to you by BioSteel Sports Nutrition, the natural choice for everyday performance. Drink the
Ryan Nugent up.
Well, turn the corner.
5 minutes, 40 seconds.
But his recent trip
5
down
minutes, 40,
to
current
the
value
AHL
347, minimum value 0, maximum
Stockton
value.
only played 1 period in relief of John Gillies. Here's Josh Killis with a shot off the base of the net. Centers it out in front, and Andrew Ferentz, the former Calgary Flame, once upon a time, was there to clear it out. Here's Derek England banking it off the board. Michael Foley trying to send it in, but Anton Slepyshev gets him on the side board. Now Ferris will go back out. Ferris is just his 15 in a new reduced role for the guy who was wearing the feet last season. Puts up to the blue line, and there is Mark Letestu. So Brandon Davidson, number 88, scored a big goal on Thursday night against Montreal Italian. In the third period, here's Mason Raymond now. Raymond, up high in the zone, drops it off for Brody. Brody, first shot, tap, scores! And Calgary, Italian. It's off for Brody. Brody, first shot, tap, scores!
Brandon Davidson!
405, minimum value 0.
Power play goal! And it's 1-0
Another turnover. Tyler Pitlick takes advantage.
And this is almost a bad read by Larson. He gets caught flat-footed, allows his man to go through, but what a play by Russell breaking it up. Quick transition game, and sometimes simpler is better. This is a simple play where you're looking for pass all the way, and instead of making the pass, the quick release gets under the arm of Elliott. For Elliott, a disappointing start. This one goes right underneath. He overplayed it to the outside, and it found room underneath the elbow. Blue line by
Tyler Pitlick's been a 5-year pro, and just about every time he gets close to being a regular.
Season first point.
NHL October. 7 minutes 20. 7 minutes 20. 7 minutes 23. 443 minimum value 0. Maximum value 6,718. 7 minutes 24 seconds. 1 hour 51 minutes 58 seconds.
Big news for the Calgary Flames, the team that has really needed momentum in their recent slide. This is Clef Bob, who finishes the job and puts it in deep. All the way around the board, played by the Flames captain. Tries to get it up. Second effort does. There's the second. Andre's second one now. Lead pass and pushed in there by Draisaitl. Bravo will stop it up in behind his net. That's why for the Calgary family, Hasso mentioned now pairs with Sordano. Here's Hall. Hall shoots. Save. Rebound. Got it down to the line. Darnell Burns goes down low. Undertook the Alcatraz. And he couldn't get the one-timer away. All the way down, chasing after the shot. And he's trying to handle him. Joel pin it away. Centers it out in front. And the shot is corralled by Calgary.
Well, you saw the turnover there by the Edmonton Oilers that ended up in the back of the net. Calgary does the exact same thing. An opportunity to get off the ice. A turnover. Hall's coming back. Gets himself onside. And an early save for Connor Ramo to settle him into the game, too. Hall thought he had some room over the glove. Instead, Ramo came out and made a great save early.
Jones, 3 goals in the season for him, 2 against Edmonton in the first meeting. Little wraparound attempt in. Out of the corner, here's Brody, dancing in. Brody, backhander, Talbot the save. Rebound, got the Skevin in front. It's between the pads, and Talbot finally gets a whistle.
What a play by T.J. Brody there, and the Battle of Alberta always has a bit of is this. Some scrums at the end of the whistles. Driving to the front of the net, all 10 players right around the Edmonton net. Driving to the front of the net, all 10 players
0 minutes 1 second. 0 minutes 2 seconds. 0 minutes 43 seconds.
So he's going to go off.
Minimum value 0. Maximum value 33.
So T.J. Brody just getting back into shape, getting back on the blue line for the Calgary Flames, and watch his point man, his coverage of Pouliot. He's got to watch his defenseman. Pouliot staring at the puck, doesn't see it. Brody jumps in, makes an excellent play, and this is a tough one for Talbot as he's battling bodies in front. He has no idea where the puck is, and it was there for a second between his legs. And he got coincidental penalties here, as it'll be 4-4, a couple of roughs. The Calgary Flames, the year, Dave, it's been, they have not been able to get their game going offensively, averaging just 2 goals a game, and there was a chance for the first time this year to get a 2-goal lead, something they just have not been able to get.
And on the other side of that, they've been giving up a ton of goals. Right now, they got themselves a 1-0 lead on the goal by Brandon Bollig. The Bob in control.
That was an anxious moment for Talbot, too. He had no idea that the puck was in between his legs. And fortunately, he was able to hold on.
Move escape, ball comes in there, followed up with Nugent Hopkins, and now Greg Holmer comes away with it. Holmer has scored the other night. Last night, for the Flames in their loss to Montreal. Across to Dennis Wideman. Wideman's pass goes across, back to Colbert. Colbert steps in there, centers it, and off the skates of Klefbom and into the corner. John Monahan up on the forecheck, taken away by Nugent Hopkins. Long lead pass for Hall. Hall steps in. Tries to cut into the middle, following up again was the Nuge, and it bounced off his stick. Here's Backlund. Backlund curls back, throws it back to Brody, who's dancing already tonight. On his back edge, shovels it in there, looking for Chris Russell. He was tied up just enough by Nugent Hopkins.
You think of the strength of this Flames team last year was their defense. They all four, their top 4D had career years, and here early, they're jumping in the play.
And they push it back into the drive, and a good glove stop by Thomas.
Well, 4-on-4 hockey, you want to make sure as a forward you don't get caught up the ice. Defense will go. Here's Taylor Hall, sees Wideman in there. He's fortunate not to get a little hook with that stick in the midsection. And then again, a drive deep. The defenseman activating again as Russell goes down, pressures the defense back, opens up the lane, and there's an excellent save. Not only making the save, but holding on and not allowing a rebound by Talbot.
Mark Letestu, who was excellent.
0 minutes, 5
12
seconds,
on
0 minutes,
14 to the
33
face-off
seconds.
circle on Thursday night against Montreal. Wins another one. McDavid starts to wind it up, throws it across the Nurse, who can also fly. He's in. Darnell Nurse. And going wide, going to take a trip around the net. Still with a puck on his stick is Nurse. All the way around the edge, banks it back into the corner for McDavid. McDavid steps out, high slot, look out, comes to at least a shot, fanned on it, and here is Sean Monahan. 20 seconds to go on the 4-on-4, which has seen a couple of rushes back and forth. Monahan picks his way in, drops it up, goes in with a drive, off of Talbot, and up and over the net. Mark Letestu carries in, blasts a rocket slap shot just past the glove side of Ramos. Penalized players back on the ice. 5-on-5 resumes. Sent back in on Ramos, who kicks it aside. And Tom Lander up there with Letestu. Giordano trying to pin his man. It's worked around the boards. Handled by Ferris, who sends it right back in. Over 5 minutes gone in his first period. Out of the corner now is Gazdic. Gazdic goes back to Ferris. His drive into traffic. Horner's trying to find him in the skates, but instead it's on the stick of TJ Brody. And the Flames step in. Bennett picks the puck back, shoots, and there's a good shot block there by Andrew Ferris. Bennett back with a puck. Flames start a cycle off of the high slot. Johnny Gaudreau's got it on his strings. Gonna step back in. Here's Gaudreau. Spins it out in front, and it goes right past Hamilton. Takes it off the board, puts it into the corner. Bennett in tight, and Talbot reaches down and covers up with that line buzzing for the Flames. Try to add to a 1-0 lead on the goal scored by Pollock on Hockey United Day.
Mark Giordano, no doubt we'll see a lot of Connor McDavid tonight. He makes a nice defensive play in the defensive zone. He also saw a lot of Connor McDavid in the summer. The two were part of the group, including John Tavares, PK Subban, Jason Stutz, and Taylor Hall, who scrimmaged on Wednesday night together in Streetsville, Ontario. Giordano said he was a really quiet kid, but even in those scrimmages, you could tell he was going to be quite the player. Dave?
That's the reaction that's coming from a lot of NHLers right now when they get their first look at Connor here in the NHL. Play in the neutral zone, and it's chopped back in by the Oilers. Derek Englund back to get it, moves it, or tried to move it to Hamilton. Instead, it's turned over. Teddy Purcell puts it down low, picked up by Michael Krolik. And back out the center, and backing up is Klefbom. Klefbom is amongst the league leaders in shot blocks. Backing up now with Brandon Bollig's long-range shot, kicked aside by Cam Talbot. Flames on that puck again, centering it tip. Broken up by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Lead pass for Nugent-Hopkins, who steps in. His wrist shot off the stick of Brody and up and out of play.
Well, last year's Coach of the Year, Bob Hartley, I'm sure never expected to have to go through the amount of coaching he's had in this early going. And you think about all the good things they did last year, you can't look in the past. He's totally looking forward and trying to get his team back to that level. The cornerstone of their team last year was their work ethic. And it's hard to get back to that level instantaneously, but he feels like they're coming.
Good start tonight. That puck is not held by Sekera. Here's Leon Draisaitl, who was the hero on Thursday night, scoring the game-winning goal with 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining in that game, and that great comeback against Montreal. That was after he got up at 3:30 in the morning from the call-up from Bakersfield, California. Lead pass up for Jiri Hudler. Hudler throws this across. Lead pass for Nugent Hopkins, who steps in. His wrist shot off the stick of Brody and up and out of play.
Well, last year's Coach of the Year, Bob Hartley, I'm sure never expected to have to go through the amount of coaching he's had in this early going. And you think about all the good things they did last year, you can't look in the past. He's totally looking forward and trying to get his team back to that level. The cornerstone of their team last year. Think about all the good things they did last year. You can't look in the past. He's totally looking forward and trying to get his team back to that level. The cornerstone of their team last year was their work ethic. And it's hard to get back to that level instantaneously, but he feels like they're coming.
Now picking it up. And he was under defense.
16 minutes, 44.
16 minutes, 14 seconds. Shoots. And Rollo makes that stop. Puck goes into the corner for Draisaitl. Here's Hall now, picking it up. Trying to throw it back out, and it bounces right to Colbert. And at the end of the shift, Jiri Hudler just lifts that one up and in.
What you see early on here is how active the Calgary defense are, and you saw a great example there how quickly Giordano got back after trying to jump up offensively. For the Oilers, you try to take advantage of those aggressive pinches and create some odd man rushes.
Chris Russell feathers a pass and ends up with control, and he tops it to Bennett. Bennett stepping in, and he was double-teamed. Benoit Pouliot broke it up, and here's another drive off the stick of Gaudreau, high and wide. Off the stick of Brody.
Of the alumni who may stay here tonight.
To the year, Bob Hartley, I'm sure he never expected to have to go through the amount of coaching he's had in this early going. Edmonton on the map, the seats okay, the executive suites are just amazing. Great viewpoints all around. This scoreboard, Jim, is one that the cornerstone of their team themselves always they're working up at that more than even the game. Back to that level instantaneously, but he feels. And you think about all never expected to have to go through the amount of coaching he's had in this early going. That's the key. And you think about all the good things they did last year. Executive suites are just amazing. Great viewpoints all around. Think about all the good things they did last year. One that people are just find themselves almost staring up at that more than even the game.
But it won't become iconic until the players in it become the stars instead of the building.
That's the key. I think the time has to come for this club to get into the playoffs and be competitive every night. And I think
Cole drags in over the line, throws it in for McDavid. That backhand goes wide of the net. Meanwhile, Pouliot, the third member of this hot line for the Oilers, was up on that rush as well. Here's Brody, drops it off for Gaudreau. Gaudreau cutting in, couldn't get a shot away.
Got a stick on that and deflected the puck out of play.
Well, right now it's big time for the Calgary Flames. They got to stop the last year's Coach of the Year, Bob Hartley. I'm sure never expected to have to go through the amount of coaching he's had in this early going. And you think about all the good things they did last year. You can't look at us. He's totally looking forward and trying to get his team back to that level. The cornerstone of their team last year was their work ethic. And hard to get back to that level instantaneously, but he's
into the 4-on-3.
I'm sure never expected to have to go how active and create.
17 minutes, 13.
17
minutes, 3.
Clip on the drive on that wide stick side.
0% penalty score.
Slepacek. In there by Stajan. Calgary comes up with the puck and moves it out to center ice. Josh Juris searching for that puck up in the air, and that is offside.
Pressure top. They felt they walked through the first period against Montreal, and to give up that early goal, it's really important to see a pushback here. It's been pretty even since. You know that Calgary's going to be desperate with the way that last night went for them.
Michael Backlund trying to step in over the line, puts it into the corner. There's Darnell Nurse. Phil Raven come and got the puck away to Sekera. Andre Sekera, the free agent signing in the offseason for the Oilers.
When it comes to great tasting sausage, there's no name and no place quite like Johnsonville. Great sausage comes from here.
Part of the growth for Todd McClown is to just have trust in his players. And one thing he was saying is they trust their work ethic. So it's not a question of a night by night where the team's not going to show up. It's the question of their execution. And that's what you try to build as a new coach or a new organization. Trying to shape these
guys into the way that Todd McClellan wants them to play.
Spent the last 7 seasons with the San Jose Sharks. They're winningest coach in franchise history.
Now here's a different offseason for him, too, preparing with a new team. He's been said it was a good experience going through that again.
Fuller's pass is broken up and immediately turned back by Hall. Hall gets it away to Draisaitl. Back to Taylor Hall. His shot blocked right in front. Following up, it's Nugent Hopkins. Trying to get it to Davidson. He'll push it into the corner. Draisaitl into the corner for Nugent Hopkins. Here's Hall. Hall spinning around, taking a look back towards the net. Lots of traffic there. Draisaitl bangs that backhander just wide. Nugent Hopkins trying to center it off a skate and down the ice. Lefbom hustles after it. Flames complete a change on the fly. Sam Bennett out there to forecheck. Forcing Yakupov wide and he turns it up. Here's Nail Yakupov. McDavid trying to keep it in. Pouliot in support as well. Yakupov back to Pouliot. And he couldn't get a good shot away. Past the midway point of a fast-moving first. Here's John, Jones. His shot is kicked out by Talbot. Pouliot goes across. Off the stick of Gaudreau back inside the Edmonton blue line.
A great matchup there with those two lines as they trade chances. You can see just the speed of both those lines to be able to turn the turnover.
Stick and up and out of play. So the Calgary Flames get one from Bollig, then they get a bit of a gift, but they will take it. They're up 2-0 on Hockey Night in Canada.
Sam Bennett and Connor McDavid played 7 years together in minor hockey, 2 with the Toronto Marlboros and 5 with York Simcoe Express. They also won gold together with under-18 Team Canada. They played 3 games in the OHL against one another after they chatted in the warm-up. Sam Bennett actually got the better of McDavid in those 3 games. 7 points and a +4 compared to 4 points and an even rating for McDavid. Their parents live about 10 minutes apart in Newmarket. It's their first battle of Alberta playing each other as NHLers as Bennett missed the last game due to an injury. Dave?
Just another intriguing element.
Talbot makes the save. Carolina and Isaac presence from the blue line you mentioned. And Giordano trying to find the seam. You know on penalty killing that you're going to get a block shot. And so a heads-up play, puck retrievals, getting into the high man. But part of the reason why I took the shot was, look, there's nobody in front. I think Giordano was waiting to see if one of his teammates get into the eyes of Cam Talbot. And instead Talbot able to pick that one out of the crowd. Trust their work ethic. So there's not a question of a night when the team's not going to show up. It's the question of
when it comes to great tasting sausage, there's no name and no place quite like
Bennett on here with Michael Backlund. Brody and Whiteman, the defensive pair.
Well, part of the growth to Todd McCloud is to just have trust in his players.
David killed a bit last year, the second half when he came back from injury. Calgary wins the draw. Sam Bennett on here with Michael Backlund. Brody and Whiteman, the defensive pair.
Volume increase. Next keyboard. Click 22 minutes.
David killed a bit last year in the second half when he came back from injury.
21 minutes, 13
Calgary
seconds.
wins the draw.
21 minutes. 21
Whiteman
minutes.
takes a shot up.
YouTube, roll up.
2-0 Calgary.
It was a screaming look by feet.
Out of the member of the Flames. Michael Foley, that is his first goal out of the member of the Flames. And Matt Stacey gets his first point as well, drawing an assist. And now they're doing it up again. Here's Backlund. Backlund in deep, being watched by Sekera. Throws it back to the line, and that gets away from Englund. Slepyshev is racing after it, so Rommel came way out and almost had Bollig on the long bench pass.
This is a good test for Talbot, though. You can't take that one back. So what you have to do as a goaltender is just show your players that you're going to shut the door from now on. As you mentioned against the Montreal Canadiens, once they got 3, the door was shut. And I think that's the mentality, the battle back mentality that you have to have.
Those guys pick up on the forecheck. Chris Russell moves the puck around the boards to Raymond. Letestu chops at it, but Raymond is there again. Following up is Backlund. Backlund gets to the line and dumps it in. Picked up by Davidson. Second game in a row, the Oilers have dug themselves a first period haul on home ice. This one against their provincial rivals.
And you look at 5 shots with 13 minutes gone in the first period. That's not something on home ice that Todd McLellan will be happy about.
Draisaitl wide, tries to throw it across. That's off a stick and off. This battle of Alberta going forward. Just another intriguing elements of this battle of going forward. Here's Nugent Hopkins. Score! Even battle of going forward. Here's Nugent Hopkins. Score! Of this battle of Alberta going forward. Just another intriguing elements of this battle of Alberta going forward. So a goal. Goal earlier. Nurse back Minnesota. Backed off the inboards to TJ Brody. Let's see whose move it is. Draisaitl wide, tries to throw it across. That's off a stick and off. This battle of Alberta going forward here in Edmonton. 6 minutes to go here in the first period. 3 goals for the board so far, Craig.
Well, early on, the Flames get exactly what they needed. A little boost. Bowling in the high slot with a beautiful tip. A little misdirection there as Talbot can't control an easy dump in as he misplays it. Frolik gets his first, and then Taylor Hall on the doorstep makes this a 1-goal game and brings this some energy back into this building.
Now 3 goals and 4 assists in a 5-game streak for Taylor Hall. Sent back into the Edmonton zone. There is Ferris. Shovels it back to Greiba. Tries to keep it moving into the corner. Greiba was contending there with Michael Frolik. Slepyshev, the rookie, puts it to the open side. Bodies collide. Josh Juris is up there, and again it's dug back. Here's Eric Greiba, the former Ottawa Senator. Station pumped off the puck. Pulls up in the air, pulled down by Frolik, who just shovels it in and heads to the bench for a save. Frolik leans into Ferris. Warriors having all kinds of trouble moving the puck up the ice right now. And now they just give it away to the Flames D and Brody and Russell. Here's TJ Brody. Brody just sits his 3rd game after suffering a hand injury in the preseason. And that puck is up and into the netting behind Cam Thomas. Flint, TJ Brody. Brody just sits his 3rd game after suffering a hand injury in the preseason. And that puck is up and into the net, suffering a hand injury in the preseason. And that puck is up and into the netting behind Cam Thomas.
One thing about the slow start for the Calgary Flames, you can look to their defense. Last year, the top 4D, all with career years offensively, TJ Brody and Mark Giordano had such a great pairing. Here early on, a collective minus 41 for the defense of the Calgary Flames. So really, Dave, a shocking start defensively for a team that was a good defensive club last year, right in the middle. And we just haven't been able to get it. A lot can be laid out there on the feet of the goaltenders as well.
Coming into our
block shots. He's on a better pace than he was last year. And still blocking shots. 40 block shots. He's on a better pace than he was last year when he led the league.
And he's doing it again. Almost Sada coming into his net and playing that puck, then went right back into the crease. Pouliot got it back to Nurse. Here's Sekera. He'll step in. Sekera's shot, weak and wide off of the inboards. Race for the puck, centered, and alertly covered up by Kari Ramo.
Well, one guy that I think will really benefit, obviously, playing with Connor McDavid is Nail Yakupov. And when I watch Yakupov, what he likes to do is stop skating with the puck. And when you play with a guy like McDavid that has that breakaway speed, it forces you to get your legs moving. And he's found a pretty good home. Todd McClellan very happy with that line of Pouliot, Yakupov, and McDavid. When I watch Yakupov, what he likes to do is stop skating with the puck. And when you play with a guy like McDavid that has that breakaway speed, it forces you to get your legs moving. And he's found a pretty good home. Todd McClellan very happy with that line of Pouliot, Yakupov, and McDavid. And I think that speed forces him to play at a higher level.
Nurse stepped up to keep that puck in. Flames trying to work it off the boards. In support there is Brody. His pass makes it out. Drops it off for Russell. Russell to center and in. There's Jones hustling after. Bennett comes in there as well. Puck goes into the corner. Draisaitl first to the puck and puts it near side for Nurse. Back out into the neutral zone. Here's Johnny Gaudreau, who came in tonight the league leader in assists. But that is offside of the line. Well, Rick Fry did a legendary World War II Lancaster bomber on an all-new Rick Mercer report. That's Tuesday at 8 on CBC.
Dave, so much talk about the impact of Connor McDavid on the Edmonton Oilers. How about the impact of Johnny Gaudreau? What a year he had last year, and he's followed it up in spectacular fashion. No sophomore jinx for him. He's picked up right where he left off. Lots of confidence, controlling the game, and making plays.
7 assists in his last 6 games, and he's been in on both of the overtime game winners that Calgary has in their only 2 wins.
And I think for Bob Hartley, you're forced to make a change. That top trio for the Calgary Flames last year accounted for 36% of the goals. Well, here already, Kugler and Monahan and Gaudreau have accounted for 30, but you're a goal a game for the 2 wins.
In on both of the overtime game winners that Calgary has in their only 2 wins.
And I think for Bob Hartley, you're forced to make a change. That top trio for the Calgary Flames last year accounted for 36% of the goals. Well, here already, Kugler and Monahan and Gaudreau have accounted for 30, but you're a goal a game less than you were last year. And at some point, you got to make a change, and that's the Joe Colburn going to that line and Gaudreau going down.
Ramo pushed that into the corner. Josh Juris got it away, and it's flipped back out to center ice. All the way down where Ferris hustles after it. He'll sweep it aside. And Juris works it back for Russell. Flames it took it over there. Russell in, scores! That was totally... Ferris hustles after it. He'll sweep it aside. And Juris works. And Juris works it back for Russell. Flames it took it over there. Russell in.
The puck.
Just double check.
Going up. There's an example of Yakupov skating. So often last year when he had no confidence, he would just stop skating, start stick handling, and looking for plays. And his confidence level has grown. The opportunity to play on a line with McDavid should excite anybody, but I just think he's starting to become a player that they can trust at both ends of the ice, and his offensive game is starting to come back alive.
So it's Frolik from Russell and Josh Juris.
His confidence level has grown. The opportunity to play on a line with McDavid should excite anybody, but I just think he's starting to become a player that they can trust at both ends of the ice, and his offensive game is starting to come back alive.
So it's Frolik from Russell and Josh Juris on that third Calgary goal. Frolik with 2 here in this period, his first 2 as a Flame.
I think Todd McClellan and the coaching staff will be looking at the missed opportunities to get the puck out on both those deflection goals. Turnover at the offensive blue line ended up in the back of the net. A turnover down low, and on the half wall ends up with another deflection.
Mark Giordano drifts this one down the ice, corralled by Darnell Nurse. Up to Hall. Hall's backhand attempt broken up by Backlund. Ball went back and got it to Nugent Hopkins and inside the line. Wideman hustles back after it. Nugent Hopkins knocked him off his skates. And now a penalty call is coming up, and it's going against the Calgary Flames. Some good hard work there by Nugent Hopkins, and it'll be the Oilers with the first power play tonight.
Well, the frustrating part when you play against a guy like Nugent Hopkins is you think you can overwhelm him physically, and here Wideman started this when he has a chance to make a play. Nugent Hopkins gets underneath, knocks him down, and then stays with the puck. And Backlund here just loses positioning. Nugent Hopkins is going down, and that left arm was right on the shoulder when the arm went up. Tkachuk didn't lay up in time. So the first penalty and an early opportunity for the Oilers to get this crowd 0% back on their feet.
Power play brought to you by BioSteel Sports Nutrition, the natural choice for everyday performance. Drink it up. Ryan Nugent Hopkins starts on the power play. McDavid is to his left. Maroon to his right. There's a shot from the
We're in October, and the Oilers get the first power play. Here's
YouTube NHL October 31/2014 Calgary Flames. Edmonton Oilers. YouTube many more pages. Personal Microsoft Edge YouTube video player group. Pause keyboard shortcut. 0% vertically scroll.
Yakupov across to McDavid. Took a look back to Sekera. Winds down low and turned it over. Brody skates away. They got a 2-on-1 break. He's got Jonas with him. Brody in, shoots, and it's deflected wide. And Brody races after that puck to push it back to Russell, who sends it right back in there.
That was one play there that Connor McDavid is thinking past the whole time, and Sekera was making a play that he set it up perfectly for a quick one-timer, and almost set it up to the back of the net at the other end.
Sekera into the corner. Giordano was there. Akira was in behind the net, and Benoit Pouliot is on it. Pouliot with a long reach. Back to Mark Letestu in front for Yakupov, and his one-timer went wide. Here's McDavid. To Pouliot out of the corner, back to Sekera. Off the boards comes McDavid, gives it back to Sekera. His blast deflects into the corner. In behind the net, here's Connor McDavid. McDavid to Letestu. Letestu in front. Ramo found it. Where's the puck there? And there's a Yakupov. Couldn't cash. Yakupov down low again. Gets it back. Weak shot in front. Trying to battle for a second attempt. They work it back to Sekera. Sekera's blast goes high and up and over the glove and cleared by Calgary.
You can credit the captain, Mark Giordano, was saving a goal there. He was down on his back. They got a stick in the way. Stop that one from going in an empty net.
Holden puts it back.
And the period comes to an end.
Time expires.
So a great start against the Edmonton Oilers in their new build. They have a 3-1 lead after the first period. Rogers up for the 2-goal lead.
I thought it was equal on both sides. Some turnovers, some mistakes.
Score after one period is Calgary 3, the Oilers 1. You're watching Hockey Night in Canada.
Welcome back to
0%
Edmonton. Of
vertically
course,
scroll.
it is Halloween, in case you forgot, and a lot of creative costumes. Fans were told to wear their. Of course, it is Halloween, in case night to support the Edmonton Oilers. And
Current value 1, minimum value 0, maximum value 33.
The Avenger, who asked 3 of his teammates to go to the Alberta Children's Hospital and dress up. Now, he's done this before. He's organized this before in Boston. There you can see him on the right. He was Elsa from Frozen, and then a baby. They visited the Boston Children's Hospital, and some really fun choices for a young character in Dougie Hamilton, but I have to say Elsa has to be my favorite. Let's go upstairs to Craig Simpson and Dave Randor.
Neither of which dressed up. I thought you were going to dress up today.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't get the memo. I didn't.
All right. Second period underway. 19 seconds to go in the penalty to Michael Backlund. And the Oilers send this puck into the flame zone. Off the glass. Russell up the board. Bounces right to Draisaitl. And Draisaitl back to the point, and that gets past everybody and down the ice. Backlund steps out of the box. Team's back at even strength. So the Calgary Flames enter the second period with a 2-goal lead. A second period that has been a disaster so far for them this season. They've outscored 19-5. See if they can turn that around tonight.
Yeah, you wonder just the letdown. A lot of times you gather yourself after that first intermission, but that's perplexing for a coach. You want your team to come out with that energy in the second period. The long change makes it difficult. You have to make sure you don't get caught, but it's been their worst period.
Good pass up ahead. Here's Nugent Hopkins with a shot right on the mark, and Ramo covers up, and Ducks recover.
Well, as a common theme in this game so far, it's the turnovers that end up in the back of your net. And there's Gadsvik that loses it, ends up with a deflection in front. Another chance where the goaltender Talbot has a chance to play it. He causes a turnover, and then a couple of chances along the wall. The battle's there, the opportunity is there to get out, and that makes it a 3-1 game. Something Todd McClellan, I'm sure, didn't turn over in front. Another chance where the goaltender Talbot has a chance to play it. He causes a turnover, and then a couple of chances along the wall. The battle's there, the opportunity is there to get out, and that makes it a 3-1 game. Something Todd McClellan. Turnovers.
And here's Nugent Hopkins with a shot right on the mark, and Ramos covers up and ducks the cover.
Well, there's a common theme in this game so far, and it's the turnovers that end up in the back of your net. And there's Gadsden that loses it, ends up with a deflection in front. Another chance where the goaltender Talbot has a chance to play it. He causes a turnover, and then a couple of chances along the wall. The battle's there, the opportunity is there to get out, and that makes it a 3-1 game. Something Todd McClellan, I'm sure, didn't like from the first.
It all the way back down the ice. Down the left side, his snapshot wide of the mark. Oilers win the draw there and then find themselves right back in their zone. Here's Giordano into the middle of the ice for Sean Monahan. Monahan couldn't control it, and this one skips outside the blue line. Colborne back up ahead for Monahan. Monahan steps in, tries to feed it in front, was looking for David Jones. And the Oilers will take over. Andre Sekera now, and it's 9th year in the NHL, first in Edmonton. Gives it away, and Hamilton goes back across to Derek England. Long bank pass up ahead for Gaudreau. Johnny Gaudreau, sharp angle shot. Handled there by Talbot off his blocker. Bennett fighting for that puck down low. And it comes free for Edmonton. Up ahead, that is Iro Pakarinen. His pass across. Too hot to handle for Lander, and that is going to be blown up. To handle for Lander.
It's a nice...
Neither one of these teams is dominant face-off teams.
No, and the one thing you have to do there is have a plan off of it. Darnell Nurse found himself with nowhere to go there, and at some point, you're almost okay to take an icing call if you have no play and it ends up in the back of your net. But there's one where he came around the net and didn't see another sweater to give it to. And at some point, you're almost okay to take an icing call if you have no play and it ends up in the back of your net. But there's one where he came around the net and didn't see another sweater to give it to.
Anton Lander wins that draw, pulls it into the corner, puck is out in front, and it's swept to the sideboards. Here's Sekera again. Tries his luck getting the puck and the Purcell, picked up on the fly by Pakarinen. Pakarinen's shot, Ramos stops it. He's knocked into by Anton Lander, got tangled up and pushed out of his crease. No harm as Calgary comes back to the right. Juris in, and Thomas stands his ground. Good counterattack chance there for Josh Juris, who already has an assist tonight, but now he has taken a penalty. And it's going to be an Edmonton power play here in the second.
Here's a transition chance here by the Calgary Flames, and they almost get in and get another goal as Eric Greiba has a bad read here. The neutral zone, you can't go chasing, and instead it comes back the other way. And this is one for Juris. He barely touched him. Lepesev fell down, and there's an opportunity here. If I'm on the Oiler bench right now, and you can see the players on the ice, Nugent Hopkins, Draisaitl, Hull talking, this is a chance to hold down, and there's an opportunity here. If I'm on the Oiler bench right now, and you can see the players on the ice, Nugent Hopkins, Draisaitl, Hull talking, this is a chance where you have to amp up your energy. You got a huge opportunity with a bad call to get yourself right back into the game.
They're a hot power play of late. They've scored a power play goal in 6 of their last 7 games. They're 0-1 so far tonight. They control the puck off the draw. There's Hall. Cleft bomb with a drive. And the post got the rest. Here's Hall again, cutting in. Drops it off for Purcell. Back to Cleft bomb. Cleft bomb for Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins goes back to the line. Cleft bomb gets it across. That's Draisaitl. In for Purcell. Down low to Taylor Hall. Teddy Purcell back to Hall. Hall taking a look around, tries to get another advantage between the pads. Nugent Hopkins goes jamming in there, and that's going to draw a crowd.
Well, some anxious moments in front of the Calgary net. One off of a bomb by Klefbom. He just walks in, backs himself, and finds the lane. And we've seen two deflections. Klefbom just watched it on the big screen, right through, off the body of Ramo, and then off the crossbar. And here, Hall just trying to force it to the front of the net. And much like we saw in the first period with the puck between the legs of Talbot, there's an excellent job of Ramo. You saw him squeeze his heels together. He felt it between his pads. A chance there for Nugent Hopkins to knock in a rebound, but Ramo able to hold on. And Dave, this is one of those anxious moments. You can feel, you can see, he gets his glove behind to make sure it doesn't pop up. But that's a hard play for the goaltender to keep his strength on his toes, to keep his legs from going back. And play for could feel it. And Dave, this is one of those anxious moments. You can feel, you can see, he gets his glove behind to make sure it doesn't pop up. But that's a hard play for the goaltender to keep his strength on his toes, to keep his legs from going back and into the net.
Ramo's last game in the NHL, October 20th, allowed 4 goals against on 18 shots against Washington and was put on waivers the next day.
And Dave, this is a chance for him to come out of here with a win, and I would bet you'll see him get the nod from Bob Hartley. Still uncertainty of how long Hiller's going to be out. He's been playing poorly. Ortio had another tough night, so it's wide open for him to take control of the crease.
Oilers step in, 1 minute gone in their power play. Pouliot back to Sekera. Sekera, Yakupov with a blast. Block gets it right back. Here's McDavid. Letestu inside. Puck is loose. Scores! Sekera. Sekera, Yakupov with a blast. Block gets it right back. Here's McDavid. Letestu. Yakupov inside. Blast. Block gets it right back. Here's McDavid. Letestu inside. Puck is loose. Scores!
Oppenano makes a good block against the play of Yakupov. He's going to. To me, watching that scenario, puck in the blue. I was. But why not? He can't be too happy because he's watched this. Instead of 3-2 momentum.
Out of the corner comes McDavid. Back up top.
Episode Spaghetti 1x03 Music Sunday R&B Rhythm and Blues Singers Early Ellipsis.
McDavid throws it back to Letestu. Walks the line, drops it back for McDavid. Got it into his skates. Coleman lost his skate back to the line and out. Near side is Yakupov. Fires it all the way around the boards. Puck is free for Monahan. Joris is out of the box. So the Flames win the challenge and kill the penalty. In the end, up ahead, here comes Taylor Hall. Hall's shot is right into the big C on Kari Ramo's jersey.
Oh, and that's something that if you're on the Oilers bench, you can't let it derail you. For Ramo, they said he did his best to try to get across on that. I would say, Dave, though, I would have about 100 less goals, I think, if that was the standard.
There's a lot of guys
of contact in front.
Jim Kerr, you know, all those power play goals he scored.
Mike Vernon would have been the one hitting me if it had been that scenario. Get across on that. I would say, Dave, though, I would have about 100 less goals, I think, if that was the standard.
There's a lot of guys
of contact in front.
Jim Kerr, you know, all those power play goals he scored.
Mike Vernon would have been the one hitting me if it had been that scenario. But as I said, that's a good call by the coaching staff of the Calgary Flames to take that chance.
Up ahead for the draw on the move. Here comes Johnny Hockey, backhander off the blocker of Talbot. Side of center, Kent. Jones in after it along with Sam Bennett. Back in for the draw. Davidson down low, trying to defend, and that backhand feed goes in between the two defenders.
Yeah, Johnny Gaudreau took a slash to the hands there. That's part of the reason why that pass was an errant on him. He went off holding his left hand.
Shots are now 14 aside in a 3-1 Calgary Flames lead. All the goals coming in the first period. Centering attempt broken up by Anton Lander, who was back. Hamilton steps into his man. Back out at center, here is Joris. Joris turns it over. And the Oilers step in. Pacarini loses it, and redirected just past the far post. All the way back out to center. Staging. The veteran goes across to Hamilton. Hamilton up to Joyce. He chops it in, and that line will change.
You heard on the microphones there just how much discussion there is between defense partners there. Nice job of verbalizing where the pressure was coming and getting out of the jam.
This one flipped out to center ice. Graba finds it and can't get it past Bully. And that is going to be whistled out. Played with a high 6. Johnny Gaudreau shaking it off over that Calgary bench. 3-1 Calgary.
It wouldn't be Halloween without a little gore, so beware of the photos that you're about to see. This is Matt Hendricks blocking a Dougie Hamilton shot. He hasn't played since that shot happened. It was October 17th after he took these photos, and he hasn't played since. It's amazing his ankle was not broken. He has been skating, but the toughest part has been the comfort inside the skate, as we show you a little bit more gore there. The key will be to allow the cut to heal 100%, guys, so that it doesn't get infected when he's able to come back to play, which he's hoping is next week.
Thanks, Gazzy. You can always show that kind of report on Halloween.
That's a pressure wound if you've ever seen one. That's hard to stomach. But you see so often guys getting in the way of shots. That's all part and parcel of playing in the National Hockey League.
Hendricks, a real veteran presence they're missing right now. Rob Klinkhammer, Lori Kopakowski as well as a good hard veteran to play against. Out of the lineup right now with a concussion. They're hopeful to get Griffin and Reinhardt back soon.
It'll be very interesting to watch how they deal with Darnell Nurse out of that. It is not always a great thing having 8 defensemen up. Some tough decisions to make on some veteran players.
And here is Darnell Nurse. Nurse, who was the 7th overall pick in 2013, flips the puck ahead. On the boards it goes, and Calgary's got it. Joe Colburn gets it up to TJ Brody. Left bombs. Pouliot can't find it, and Calgary steps back in, but they got to wait. As Colburn was stuck inside the blue line. Now they send it in. Talbot out of his net. Quickly backed up ahead to Pouliot. Pouliot, who thought he had made it 3-2, but after a coach's challenge, it was ruled there was some goaltender interference by the test to it. It was taken off the board. 3-1 here, nearing the midway point of the second period.
I think for both these teams, they've been looking for some secondary scoring. The Flames have been able to get it tonight. And the Oilers need somebody other than that Nugent Hopkins line or the McDavid line to get on the scoreboard.
Here's Gaudreau back out on the ice after taking a slash in his stick, but he got hit pretty good right there. Gets himself right up, gets back into the play.
I was just going to say there wasn't a lot of energy in this game to that point, and that's something Taylor Hall tried to do there, and to his credit, Johnny Gaudreau took it well and then went right back at it.
Nugent Hopkins for the shot. Rebound was there for Draisaitl, and he couldn't get it in. Here's Davidson stepping up. Trying to step around Jones. Goes into the corner. Giordano meets it. Gives it up to Lander. Lander trying to get away from Bennett. And Bennett has taken a penalty here. It's going to be a hook.
What a turn of events here. Another chance for the Oilers. Here's the energy that Hall tries to get. He has an opportunity to hit Gaudreau. Look at how quickly Gaudreau gets back up. Goes towards him. Nice defensive effort there by Weidman to maybe save a goal off of a rebound. And then a play where I thought for a second Anton Lander looked like he might have been the guy who grabbed. And somehow back the other way is Giordano who got the penalty. When the arm went up, I thought it was going to be Lander who was getting the penalty.
Or Bennett. They were both engaged, but it is Mark Giordano who is gone. Hooking is the call, so it's another power play for the Edmonton Oilers.
That's another one where Johnny Bear, who's way out the red line, takes a look at that and sees it differently than the official who was down in the zone.
Bottom line is man advantage for the Oilers. Their last power play looks pretty good. But they'll start by going to get this puck all the way down to their own end. Letestu to McDavid on the fly, right side. Connor McDavid steps in, rolls into the corner. Trying to get it past Brody. Good stick work there by Brody to get that puck loose. Yakupov lost control of the puck, and here's TJ Brody in short-handed. Snaps a shot, and Talbot makes the save and hangs on.
I think the two-referee system has obviously worked extremely well. It's such a tough game to watch as a single guy, but you can see the viewpoint here through the bodies. There's the arm going up, but what he doesn't see also is Lander inside getting it. After a chance at the blue line, TJ Brody wisely puts that one right on net. If he misses that and it goes out the other way, you've got two Calgary Flames caught. That's one that you're maybe glad you do get a face-off in the offensive zone, killing the penalty.
40 seconds gone in this Oilers main advantage. Long pass up to the blue line. Now they're stepping in. Draisaitl back to Cliff. Bottom of the rocket. Wide of the net. Backed off the boards. And cleared by the Flames.
Wide of the net with nobody in front. I mean, that's one where you just got the setup. It was a long stretch pass, so the Oilers weren't quite in their setup. And nobody in the eyes of Kari Ramo there. Even if that had hit the net, that's a tough one to score.
Agent Hopkins to Hall. Hall trying to get away from Monahan. Throws the puck up the middle. And here's Joe Palmer. Palmer. Short-handed. Post. Good strong rush by Jumbo Joe. Back up the ice come the Oilers. Here's Hall. Hall throws it across. Purcell. Davidson scores! Pokes away. Palmer in there. Short-handed. Just took it past the far post. Good strong rush by Jumbo Joe. Back up the ice come the Oilers. Here's Hall. Hall throws it across. Purcell. Davidson scores! Back up the ice come the Oilers. Here's Hall. Hall
gets underneath the blocker, but you can't. And
it is. One goal game as Davidson has scored for the Oilers on Halloween. There's your goal scorers having a good week, Craig.
Well, what a way to solidify a place in the lineup. Here was Thursday, a huge comeback by the Oilers, spurred by this good hard shot on the power play, and then nothing better. Look at that stick as the torque of that just catapults it to the top corner. Seizing opportunity, a chance that a lot of people around the organization wondering whether Davidson would be in, how long he will stay here, but when you make some plays like that, it gives the coach some confidence and makes the decision tougher to send you down.
He did play 12 games with the Oilers last season as they were shuffling bodies in and out.
The wonderful world of waivers, though, right? When you can't send players down. Worried about them getting picked up.
Another assist for Hall there, so he's got an assist and a goal tonight. 2-point night for Taylor Hall, has been piling up the points during his scoring streak, which is now up to 5 games. Here's Sam Bennett. Bennett trying to cut in, lost his footing, and the Oilers quickly turn it back up. At center ice is Letestu. He'll bump it in, and Ramo just flips this one all the way down the ice. For icing. Take it back downstairs to Cassie.
Thanks, Dave. It's time for our Budweiser Red Light scoreboard. Phil Kessel returns to Toronto. No points, but Pittsburgh wins 4-0. Detroit at Ottawa. Kyle Turris is 100th NHL goal, but they lose 5-3 to Detroit. Winnipeg loses to Columbus. Now 3 wins under John Tortorella. And Minnesota loses to St. Louis. David Backus with the OT winner there. Dave?
Cassie? McDavid against his
300th NHL points, but Pittsburgh wins 4-0. Detroit at Ottawa. Kyle Turris is 100th NHL goal, but they lose 5-3 to Detroit. Winnipeg loses to Columbus. Now 3 wins under John Tortorella. And Minnesota loses to St. Louis. David Backus with the OT winner there. Dave?
Cassie? McDavid against his old buddy, Sam Bennett. Here's Yakupov. On that puck off the draw, out in front, turns and spins a shot back at Ramo, and he was ready for that. Fans in Edmonton have been waiting for Yakupov to really start showing his first overall pedigree. He had a good rookie season, but it's been slow ever since. Off to a good start this season. 8 minutes remaining here in the second period. Here's Dennis Wideman. Had 15 goals last season from that back end. A very high-scoring blue line for the Calgary Flames. Here's Benoit Pouliot now on the loose puck. Into the skates of Connor McDavid, who makes it look easy. Here comes the kid, and he couldn't cut in. Still on the puck is McDavid back to the line. Davidson tees it up, and that's in the glove on Ramos.
Well, there are some players as rookies that really surprise you when you played against them the first time. I think early on, the look on Connor McDavid is watch the speed. From the skates to the stick, keeps his feet moving without stopping, keeps the puck to the outside. That's a great adjustment by Wideman, using a veteran stick to get to the outside. But that is something that is so difficult to do, to keep those pistons moving while keeping your stick to the outside. He does it as well as anybody.
Top scoring rookie in the NHL coming into action tonight and tied for 5th in the entire league.
David, as you played against.
Back to the line. Davidson tees it up, and that's in the glove.
0 minutes. 0 minutes, 1 second.
Some players as rookies that really
0 minutes, 3 seconds. 0 minutes.
Played against them the first time. I think early on,
1-1. 0 minutes.
Connor McDavid
Goals.
is watch
See
the
slider.
speed.
Slide.
From the
YouTube video.
skates to the stick, keeps his feet
Pause,
moving
graphic.
without stopping. Keeps the puck to the outside. That's a great adjustment by Wideman, using a veteran.
YouTube. NHL October 31/2015 Calgary Flames Edmonton Oilers. YouTube for 3 more pages. Personal Microsoft Edge window. YouTube video player group. Pause keyboard shortcut key. 0% vertically scroll.
Well, there are some players as rookies that really surprise you when you played against them the first time. I think early on, the look on Connor McDavid is watch the speed. From the skates to the stick, keeps his feet moving without stopping. Keeps the puck to the outside. That's a great adjustment by Wideman, using a veteran stick to get to the outside. But that is something that is so difficult to do, to keep those pistons moving while keeping your stick to the outside. He does it as well as anybody.
Top scoring rookie in the NHL coming into action tonight and tied for 5th in the entire league in points. Here's George trying to find that puck against Davidson, who hung with him and pushed it into the corner. Comes out in front for Frolik with a shot. What a stop there by Talbot. On Michael Frolik. Great save. Across high side, stays it to the traffic, and Hall is there to sweep away that rebound. Here's Russell. Supported to the side. Ball rolls off a check. Here's Frolik again. Waiting for it is Dougie Hamilton. Hamilton back for Bollig, who's got one of the goals tonight for Calgary. Frolik has the other 2. Almost had his 3rd.
Well, there's his first hat trick. Was almost in the bag. And remember those 2 saves by Cam Talbot if the Oilers are able to stay in this game. The second period scoring troubles for Calgary continue. They've given up 20. They've only scored 5, but 2 excellent chances in tight. Good puck retrieval there, a battle down low. Stajan keeps it alive, and there's a nifty pad save, and right after that, another one by Stajan through a crowd. This is a tough one to find. That's just a solid positional save there by Talbot.
Anton Lander.
Another one by Stajan through a crowd. This is a tough one to find. That's just a solid positional save there by Talbot.
Lander, who was kept way back in his minutes on Thursday night, just played 8 minutes as he found himself parked on the bench, getting another opportunity to get back in the lineup and battle tonight.
This is an important little pushback by the Flames here as the Edmonton Oilers get some momentum back in the building, get that power play goal, but for the last 3 shifts, it's been in the Oilers zone.
Letestu against Monahan.
Shifts, it's been in the Oilers zone.
Letestu against Monahan. Controlled by Edmonton. Sekera. Far side, Purcell couldn't contain. Here's a chance. Monahan shoots, and blocking it was Sekera. Giordano straddles that blue line, kept it in, and they do so again. Wideman into the corner, and on it is Hoodler. Erie Hoodler, the crafty bit. Walks into the corner along the half boards, gets some support, from Joe Colborne. He gives up the puck. Purcell chips it down the ice. There is Giordano back for it. Here comes the Calgary captain straight up the middle. Snaps a shot. He's got a heavy release, but Talbot has it, and there's no rebound. The Battle of Alberta is a one-goal game here at Rexall Place on Hockey Night in Canada. Happy Halloween from Rexall Place in Edmonton. Craig Simpson, your first time seeing McDavid live in the booth. What do you think?
Well, I think when you look at McDavid and what he's able to do with open ice, it is quite incredible. The last game against the Calgary Flames, you see the open ice speed, gets up to 37 kilometers an hour, puts it in the back of the net. And the one thing he can do, and it was a great example of the last shift, is keep his feet moving from his skates to his stick, and he's able to keep the mind, the feet, and the hands all working in unison and not give up any speed. That is a very difficult thing to do, and he does it exceptionally well even for an 18-year-old.
5.5 to go, second period. Eric Grava gave it up there to Gaudreau, allowing the Flames to reset at the backside. Russell comes back up the boards. Bennett can't chip it past Grava, and we got another penalty call coming up.
It's a high stick by Greiba, just going after the bouncing puck and right into the face of Bennett. So much like we talked about opportunity when the Oilers had their back-to-back power plays, puck has already gone by the errant stick right off the visor of Bennett. And you look here for Calgary to really amp up their energy. This is a great opportunity to wrestle this game back.
Their power play has been cold of late. 0 for 3 last night, 1 for 17 in their last 6 games. But they're up against the penalty killing unit that's been giving up a bunch of power play goals of late,
far too much. This has only been 50% in their last 4 games for the Edmonton Oilers. It's when you have to kill one that you need it. Same as a power play. Forget about the percentages. It's the timing. When you need the goal to put a game away, can you do it? Even if it's your 6th or 7th chance, you got to score then.
Or if you need a kill to keep it a game. It's a big moment here in the late stages of this second period. Up the boards. Lander trying to find it. Chops at it. Comes up in the air and outside. Here's Giordano. The turn and they'll head back up. Across to Wyman. Wyman flips it to open ice. Racing after it is hit on first down. The puck is Davidson. Comes free for Nugent Hopkins. They'll give it up to Benoit Pouliot. Pouliot into the middle. They'll step in. He hit for the front of the net. Klefbom just flips it and behind the Flames goal.
That's one way to stop a power play. Pretty good job being aggressive at the line, getting back quickly and not turning the puck over.
Jones takes that pass in stride, races up the wing, long-range shot, handled easily there by Tushy. Up in front of the net and pushed away by McDavid. Over a minute gone in this power play for the Flames. Their first of the night. Gaudreau on his horse, puts the pass ahead, racing in there is Jones. Sekera meets him behind the Oilers' net. Lander after it. So Sam Bennett, and it bounces near side. That's going to stay inside the line. Hamilton rings it around the boards again. Comes free. Here's a chance, and then hops over the stick of Hamilton. They keep the pressure on, though. He's behind the goal, centered out in front. Here's a chance for Brody. Scores! T.J. Brody. Up the line. Hamilton rings it around the boards again. Comes free. Here's a chance, and then hops over the stick of Hamilton. They keep the pressure on, though. He's behind the goal. Out in front. Here's a chance for Brody. Scores! Keep the pressure on, though.
I think here, put it in the open. You get a
lead. Bennett is wheeling it back to the top. They're stepping in, trying to center it for Hall, and down but not out was Chris Russell to break that up.
Well, that's a split-second decision for Klefbom there to stay in. If he misses that one, this game might really be over. But instead, the Oilers get a good chance.
Shots at 22-17 in favor of the Flames. And they have scored 4 goals tonight. team that came in averaging 2 a game. Back of the net goes Davidson. Davidson has got one of the goals tonight for the Oilers. Left side now into the middle. Here's Letestu. Letestu's long-range shot kicked aside by Rommel. Slepicek. And that puck go past him. Chipped off the boards hard by Crowley. And back into the Oilers zone. Picked up by Darnell Nurse. Off for McDavid. McDavid quickly pivots and carries it in. Drops it off. Looking for Neil Yakupov. Yakupov after that loose puck. Tries to snap it towards the net. McDavid on it. Throws it back to the line, and that is tipped past Nurse, who has to retreat. Foley applying all kinds of pressure on that forecheck. Got a piece of center as well. Here's Nurse. Sekla, long bang pass up ahead, just inside the line. Picked up there by Brody. Brody goes across to Russell. Russell sends it right back into the Oilers zone. Talbot rings it around the glass, knocked down by Hurdler. Back to the net is Colbert. Final minute, second period. 2 goals in this middle stanza so far. One by the Oilers and one by the Flames. Here's McDavid now stepping in. McDavid trying to center, but he's drawn a penalty. It's a holding call against the Flames on that drive by Connor McDavid. Well, don't miss a new empty.
Another example of that speed and being able to put the puck into places where the defenseman can't get it. But watch, the feet are moving, the speed is continuing on, and Captain Mark Giordano unable to get bodies to lay a big one on England. You mentioned a young player trying to make his mark in the National Hockey League. That timing there is Russell turned around with the reverse pass. He could chuck it and lay up in time. So the first penalty and an early opportunity for the Oilers to get this crowd back on their feet.
Power Play is brought to you by BioSteel Sports Nutrition, the natural choice for everyday performance. Drink the pink. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins starts on the power play. McDavid is to his left. Maroon to his right. There's a shot from the point.
By Brody. And down the ice, just like that.
0% vertically scrolled.
Teddy Purcell drops it back into the corner for Oscar Klefbom. Klefbom heads up. And drop it off for Purcell. Purcell steps in and turns it over off the shin pads of Stajan. 20 seconds to go, and Hall's going to step in, drops it off, and gets a return feed. Got to go back to the line. Here's Draisaitl. To Klefbom, to Nugent-Hopkins. His shot, rebound, was almost there for Purcell. Final seconds now, cleared back outside the line. And the Oilers are going to run out of time here with just half a second remaining in the period, but it's still 1:12 in the power play.
Tonight's Edmonton Oilers power plays are brought to you by BioSteel. Drink the pink.
This is one of those plays for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins that he's looking for options. He's not going to score typically from that area, and he waited long enough for Taylor Hall to come in and maybe try to get a tip on it. I know visually you come in, you're sliding backwards, you know you're not going to be able to get a one-timer or a hard shot, and against an NHL goaltender, tough to score from that spot.
That's about the one that wasn't called. And then
off the board, and that will do it. The Oilers will still have a power play in effect when the third period starts. Well, coming up at the second intermission, inside the game with George and Nick and Kelly and Elliott. The score after 2 periods. Calgary with a 2-goal lead, 4-2 on Hockey Nights in Canada. Welcome back on Halloween. It's the only game in town remaining on the Saturday night schedule. It's 4-2 Calgary as we're all set to begin the third period here at Rexall Place. And I've seen some wacky Halloween costumes tonight, but how about Phil Pritchard, the keeper of the cup? Phil, there's somebody walking around Edmonton tonight dressed up as you.
Next keep. Seek slider at 1 hour, 16 minutes, 26 seconds of 1 hour, 51 minutes.
With Mark Giordano still in the box.
0% vertically scroll.
Chance to get back to within 1. Straight up the middle of the ice here is Nugent Hopkins, throws it aside to Taylor Hall. Hall tried to go back to the point. Oscar Klefbom has it. In tight quarters is Nugent Hopkins. Back in for Hall. Back to the Nuge, who leads everybody with 5 shots on net so far through 40 minutes. Here's Purcell. Purcell high slot. Draisaitl back to Nugent Hopkins in front. Here's Purcell. Scores! Nugent Hall. Straight up the middle of the ice here is Nugent Hopkins, throws it aside to Taylor Hall. Hall tried to go back to the point. Oscar Klefbom has it. In tight quarters is Nugent Hopkins. Back in for Hall. Back to the Nuge, who leads everybody with 5 shots on net so far through 40 minutes. Here's Purcell. Purcell high slot. Draisaitl back to right up the middle of the ice here is Nugent Hopkins, throws it aside to Taylor Hall. Hall tried to go back to the point. Oscar Klefbom has it. In tight quarters is Nugent Hopkins. Back in for Hall. Back to the Nuge, who leads everybody with 5 shots on net so far through 40 minutes. Here's Purcell. Purcell high slot. Draisaitl back to Nugent Hopkins in front.
Going after new stick up. It's here for Calgary. The rest of the power play as the Oilers get back in the game. Stickles
game again. And Draisaitl.
Goal in position. Made immediate.
Whole game Hopkins.
And boy, what a mistake here is Connor McDavid going after the puck. Right as they're announcing the goal, as the Oilers get back in the game, it's right back to the opportunity for the Calgary power play to get the 2-goal lead back. Neutral zone going after the puck. Monahan in position. Stick up, and there's right around the hands. And the call was made immediately, and what a chance here for Calgary to wrestle the momentum back.
Oscar Klefbom off the boards, and the Flames battling to keep this puck in, and they do. Throw it across to open ice. Here's Giordano. Giordano stepping in, feathers it in front of it, swatted away by Davidson to the line and out. Big penalty kill here for the Oilers, and a huge opportunity for the Flames to retake a 2-goal lead. Here's Hoodler. Aaron Hoodler into the corner to Monahan up top. Here's Giordano with a blast. A high stick, so it goes up and over the net. Monahan pulls it off the boards to Giordano. Sean Monahan curling in front, puck right on the doorstep. There's Colborne, and
He's going to go it.
And sent down it cleanly. Brody at the line, had a roll off his stick, and it's sent down the ice. Here's TJ Brody now after that foot race. Gains possession of the puck and then gives it up to David Jones. Jones up to Hamilton. Hamilton in towards the net. And comes out high, and finishing the job there is Nugent Hopkins. After the first effort there by Sekera.
You see some really quick changes by the penalty kill, too. They don't want to get trapped out there with fatigue.
Half a minute to go in the penalty kill. Bennett curls around. Sam Bennett makes the move and gains the zone. That pass attempt across goes off a skate all the way down the ice. Off the ice comes Giordano. Drops it off for Hoodler. They're going to the attack. Here is Hoodler. 1-on-2. Puck rolls it on Talbot. And he
One up at the try to
into the foul in off. And drops it off for Hoodler. They're going to the attack. Here is Hoodler. 1-on-2. Puck rolls it on Talbot. And he dives on it to hang on. With Yuri Hoodler almost split the D.
Well, there are times you get frustrated and you get over anxious and you just try to do it yourself. You look at the numbers here. There's only 4 Oilers on the ice, and Yuri Hoodler tries a 1-on-4. And he almost bull rushed his way into the net, but that's one that you got to take the open ice and try to get the setup there. They do get a face-off to try to win and get the setup back. That's one that you got to take the open ice and try to get the setup there. They do get a face-off to try to win and get the setup back.
Final seconds of the power play as Connor McDavid steps out of the box. So they killed it off. And now he's got the puck. McDavid in, up Letestu. Here's Nugent Hopkins. Down low for Letestu. Banks it off the board. It's going to be held by Clefbaum. Clefbaum sends it back in, goes off the referee, and right to the Calgary Flames. Letestu back for Nugent Hopkins. Gets it to Graba. In front again for Draisaitl. Looking for a tip. Quickly up off the boards. Draisaitl has it bounce away. Russell puts it back down the ice. And this is icing against the Flames.
There's a quick play by McDavid to stretch the puck.
It's icing against the Flames.
There's a new play open net. Behind him, over the cross. But eventually, that pick with a real the cock lead.
Staging. Trying a quick pass up ahead. Here's Juris following up. Wrist shot blocked aside by Thomas. Passed way out. Staging keeps it in. Throws it back into the corner. Barons pushed it up the boards. Here's Juris again. He ran into the Oilers D and it was broken up. Swept back in by Josh Juris. Taylor Hall cuts back. Throws it into the middle for Nugent Hopkins. Dumps it into the corner. Ramo comes out of his net. Hall almost stepped aside around his man, but it comes back out to center. Here's Leon Draisaitl. Hall off the sideboards, gathered in by Mason Raymond. He sees open ice near side and fires it back in there. Thomas comes out of his net. Here's Boley back towards the goal. Going to be net at the 5 points. Back up for Michael Backlund. Backlund is up high and can't get it in deep, and that's flipped back out to center. All trying to get away from Giordano. Those two jostle. And following up is Johnny Gaudreau. Off the leg of Pakarinen and back deep inside the Flame zone.
See if Giordano and his partner change here with the Lander line on it.
And here is Lander. He shoots, and Giordano got his stick on that. And it goes up and out of play.
You know, for Bob Hartley trying to make the matchups, well, here's why. Connor McDavid, an opportunity with that disallowed goal. He did have a streak that got up to 8 games, but now it continues back at 7. Sam Gagner had a magical run in his rookie season in 2007 to go 9 games.
Right now, the longest streak in the NHL is 9 games by David Krejci, which ended tonight. Purcell waits for that puck on the sideboards, and here is Oscar Clefbaum with the open pass. Feather ahead, racing after it is Anton Lander. Pakarinen got by him as well. Calgary trying to force it out, and they almost do. Clefbaum. Up ahead to Lander, who flips it in. Here's Dougie Hamilton, the former Boston Bruin, in his first season as a Calgary Flame. Ball passed down the ice, tipped in by David Jones. Thomas came out of his net. That cost him one earlier in the first period. Here's Brody with a wrist shot. Scores! And that is well done. Dougie Hamilton, the former Boston Bruin. Here's Dougie Hamilton, the former Boston Bruin, in his first season as a Calgary Flame. Ball passed down the ice, tipped in by David Jones. Thomas came out of his net. That cost him one earlier in the first period. Here's Brody with a wrist shot. Thomas.
And the door still out. It was Bennett coming in. I don't think there's any question. He's probably got
I'm out. So he's going to challenge again.
this one. I tend to Oh, that lap save, I personally thought that
Call on the ice, thank
to get you working, so
he moved by Hardy with the goals the last out came
so record of anybody in the tie. Draisaitl to Hall is on the fly. Right side, Taylor Hall is so there. Trying to steer this one home to get their 3rd win of the season. Centering pass ends up on the stick of Draisaitl. Draisaitl to Hall is on the fly. Right side, Taylor Hall is so there.
its off seam is opened up.
Centering the 1 and 2. Anybody in the West? So far, they're 1 and 2. Trying to steer this one home to get their 3rd win of the season. Centering pass ends up on the stick of Draisaitl. Draisaitl to Hall is on the fly. Right side, Taylor Hall is so there.
go to the net. Hesitation is why he roll and make the save.
And it is a three-point night for both Draisaitl and Hall. They both have a goal and 2 assists. We haven't even heard from this kid yet. Connor McDavid drops it out to Pouliot, kicked aside by Aramo. Here's Yakupov out of the corner. Oilers starting to feel it now. Pouliot in front for McDavid, and he couldn't tap it in. Sam Bennett was in his back pocket, and he's got the puck down. Here comes Bennett. Drops it off and throws it towards the net, and Talbot will stop it and hang on. Steve Patterson guest stars in the all-new Canada's Smartest Person with host Jesse Cruikshank. That's tomorrow at 8 on CBC.
Cassie featured the former teammates in minor hockey and the guys who've gone head-to-head in the Ontario League. Here's another chance here for the game. Go-ahead goal, and Sam Bennett reads it perfectly, gets a hard stick on McDavid, and doesn't allow him to get a tap in there. Nice play defensively.
Race for that puck along the side, boys. Hamilton's in there. Sit back around the other side, and Grava's got some room to move it. Off a stanchion, bounces right to the Oilers. Shot is blocked, goes into the corner. As Letestu's still battling for it, keeps it deep, throws it back in there. Out of the corner comes Purcell. Up high, Letestu with a drive. Goes past the glove stop of Ramo. Here's Derek Englund now. Lead pass for Juris, missed the mark, and it's sent back inside the blue line. Oilers clear the zone, then shovel it back in. Slowly, out of his own zone, gets the return feed, throws it up the ice, and now they turn it over again. Here they come. It's Hall with Draisaitl. That shot is deflected up and out of play.
Again, you got to be careful who's on the ice, and right now the most dangerous line for the Edmonton Oilers is this one. Protecting the puck. There's an errant pass by Englund. That's, again, a turnover, but he does a nice job of getting a stick in the way as Hall didn't feel he could beat him to the outside, cut to the middle as Draisaitl tried to set a pick, and that one a frustrated Hall as he couldn't get the puck to the net.
Face-off win by...
Cut to the puck. There's an errant pass by Englund. That's, again, a turnover, but he does a nice job of getting a stick in the way as Hall didn't feel he could beat him to the outside, cut to the middle as Draisaitl tried to set a pick, and that one a frustrated Hall as he couldn't get the puck to the net. On the ice,
throws it up the ice, and now they turn it over again. Here they come. It's Hall with Draisaitl. That shot is deflected up and out of play.
6:31 p.m.
Who's on the ice, and right now the most dangerous line for the Edmonton Oilers is this one. Protecting the puck. There's an errant pass by Englund. That's, again, a turnover, but he does a nice job of getting a stick in the way as Hall didn't feel he could beat him to the outside, cut to the middle as Draisaitl tried to set a pick, and that one a frustrated Hall as he couldn't get the puck to the net.
Face-off win by the Oilers. Sekera gets it up, hustles after it. Nugent Hopkins gave him a shove. The Calgary Flames have now allowed 4 goals or more in 5 straight games, and 9 of their 12 this year. It is just killing them. Sekera carries in, throws it towards the net. Ramo steers it into the corner. Here's Raymond. Near side, Brody drops it off for Backlund. Backlund shot up high. On top, it goes into the corner. Nugent Hopkins settling things down, carries it out from behind his own net. Off the right side, boards. Falls up, overskates the puck. Now is a chance for Calgary. Stepping back in. Here the high slot was Gaudreau. So there's Nugent Hopkins again. Loose puck for Pouliot. Pouliot with that power stride, looking for that puck.
And Monahan, Gaudreau, and Hubler back together again. Bob Hartley talking about eventually you'll see them back again. Well, here, seeing the lead evaporate was your first look at it.
It was the go-to line all last season when they needed a big goal, and this is go-to time now for Calgary. David Hudson. He's going to leave it for Klefbom. Past the midway point of the And Russell quiets things down, puts it up the boards, over the stick and grab it. He's got a hustle because Colburn's in his rear view. Barrett's off the boards, but not past Juris. Juris steps around him. Drives Terra still with it. Winding, shares it. Philippe shoots. Talbot down. Loose puck. Oh, with a stick. Graba got in the lane and prevented a goal. What a chance there for the Flames, and Eric Graba kept it out.
Pure stick-on-stick there. The wide-open net as Talbot was off to his right. Another turnover creates that chance. Both these coaches will be dreading the turnovers that have ended up in the back of the net.
Send it in. Talbot will stop it up and leave it for Eric Graba. Here's Hall now. Hall gathering speed to the neutral zone. He'll step in. Now that right side that he loves. Cuts back. Has the puck taken away momentarily. Goes into the corner. Bowling. Just enough to get it back out to center ice. Andre Sekera. To the red stripe, fires it in. Yakupov almost first to the puck, taken away by Weidman. This one bounces out to center. Monahan stripped by McDavid. Here's Dennis Weidman now. And the veteran blue line is going to feed this one in on Talbot. Oilers take over, quickly get it right back out. Yakupov in and then heads to the bench for a change. McDavid pulls that one off the boards, gets it to Pouliot. Gets it back in behind the net. Here's McDavid. Rolls away from him. Gaudreau into center. Klefbom stood up. And now it's Gaudreau. No daylight for him, so he throws it back for Chris Russell. Russell over to Brody. Tipped in by Jones. Carefully watching that one as it goes into the corner. Davidson takes a look as two Flames converge on either side. One of them is Bennett. Bennett trying to get away from the check down low from Lander. Gets a little help. Now it's Bennett with a little more room to operate. Banks it back for Colborne. Colborne working against Klefbom. As the Flames grind away here. Walks it out of the corner. Still Colborne. Back to Hamilton. And finally, they lost possession. Quick change time for both teams. Up the boards it goes. Barrett stood up, and this one is drifted back out and over the stick. Now Graba. Flames complete a change on the fly. Barrett's up ahead to Hall. Hall's off stage and coming, shovels it in, and Brody gets to it. DJ Brody trying to dance away from Nugent Hopkins. Hall is there. Pressures Russell. He moves the puck. Here's Graba. Red shoots, and that is blocked right in front. Calgary picks up the puck and skates it up. It's Foley. He's got 2 goals tonight. Foley to the net. Skates it was there. And Foley's got it again. Talbot kicks that shot aside. Weidman way up in the play. Deep in the corner. Feeds it down low for Michael Foley. Spins it back. Into the point, across they go to Dennis Weidman. Weidman takes a look, throws it back across to the captain. So Dennis, wrist shot, tipped it away by, and Darren Talbot makes the save. The Battle of Alberta is going down the stretch this Saturday night. We're all tied up on Hockey Night in Canada.
The Edmonton Oilers giving their fans something to cheer about, and so too will their new Rogers Place Arena, expected to be ready for the start of next season. 500 people per day working on the 100,000 square foot facility. The arena will be able to accommodate change and other sources of entertainment, and a live shot today from 4:35 local. So the progress you can see, it's happening here in Edmonton. Dave?
This is the final season, Cassie, this old barn that's seen a lot of great memories over the years. See if they make another one here tonight. 5.5 to go. Tie game. 2 goals in the third period by the Edmonton Oilers. As the puck is sent in. Monahan just one beat late. Here's Yakupov in traffic, makes a move, got it to Davidson, who almost had his pocket picked there by Gaudreau. Here's Giordano, over to Weidman. Up to Gaudreau. And back across to Giordano. They'll bank it ahead. Jones tips it in. Sam Bennett comes racing in there. Bennett, who's really had a strong week of play here for the Calgary Flames. On the score sheet here again tonight with another assist. Just inside the Calgary blue line. Oilers have to clear. Here's Bennett. Forced back again by that Oilers. With Draisaitl, that shot is deflected up and out.
And Brian Elliott makes the save.
The one guy end of the second period who had the big chance was Eberle, and he was looking skyward then as he was robbed by Elliott, but Lucic tried to get it in down to Connor McDavid, and it actually pops out. And for Elliott, important to just get the face off and settle down. Bill talked to Glenn Dawson, didn't like the fact that Todd McClellan got a really late change in his opinion, and he really felt that the arm was already up, and McClellan maybe shouldn't have gotten that change.
Monahan's still on there with his line, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and his group come on. They've got Cassian with
settled down, it pops out.
NHL October 31/2015 Calgary Flames Edmonton Oilers. YouTube and 3 more pages. Personal Microsoft Edge Rhythm. YouTube video player group. Plus keyboard shortcut K button. 0% vertically scroll.
Late change in his opinion, and he really felt that the arm was already up, and McClellan maybe shouldn't have gotten that change.
Monahan's still on there with his line, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and his group come on. They've got Cassian with them now.
Bill talked to Glenn Dawson, didn't like the fact that Todd McClellan got a really late change in his opinion, and he really felt that the arm was already up, and McClellan maybe shouldn't have gotten that change.
Monahan's still on there with his line, and Ryan.
October 12th.
That shot is deflected up and out.
0% vertically scroll.
Be careful who's on the ice, and right now the most dangerous line for the Edmonton Oilers is this one, protecting the puck. There's an errant pass by Englund. That's again a turnover, but he does a nice job of getting a stick in the way as Paul didn't feel he could beat him to the outside, cut to the middle as Draisaitl tried to set a pick, and that one a frustrated Hall as he couldn't get the puck to the net.
Face-off win by the Oilers. Sekera gets it to Hall. And up that puck.
And Monahan, Gaudreau, and Hubler back together again. Bob Hartley talking about first look at it.
It's a go-to line all last season when they needed a big goal. And this is go-to time now for Calgary. Davidson. He's going to leave it for Klefbom. The midway point.
And Brouwer couldn't hold the puck in at the line. It's over and back, and there's an offside against Calgary.
I think the importance here for the Edmonton Oilers is a much better defensive play. You mentioned the Calgary Flames problem, 30 this year, but the Edmonton Oilers were 27th, and this is a team that needs to be a much better defensive team. And Jim, I think the
0% vertically
goal for the Oilers has got to be a guy who gets off to a great start. It was not a good October, November for him last year, and he's going to have to be much more solid in the
By the end of November, these teams were 13th.
It's a hard stick on McDavid, and Jim, I think Cam Talbot in goal for the Oilers has got to be a guy who gets off to a great start. It was not a good October, November for him last year. He's going to have to be much more solid in the Oilers.
By the end of November, these teams were 13th and 14th in the Western Conference. That can't happen again because you can't catch up when you get that far behind in the NHL.
Compliment. NHL October 3rd. 0%
on the side, boys. Hamilton's in there. Set back around the other side. A shot is deflected
YouTube tab up.
out of play.
You got to be careful who's on the ice. Right now, the most dangerous
55 volume graphic. 0% vertically scroll.
On the game, the Edmonton Oilers are trying to play. They want to play a flow game. They want to be moving all the time. They want to be using speed coming through that neutral zone. But the Sabres are in the lanes. They're making it very difficult for them. And the Edmonton Oilers, when they're hitting the Sabres blue line, no speed, or they're just one-on-one. So Sabres doing a nice job defensively in that area. The game the Edmonton Oilers are trying to play, they want to play a flow game. They want to be moving all the time. They want to be using speed.
0% vertically scroll.
But the Sabres are in the lanes. They're making it very difficult for them. They want to do lines. It's really having an effect on the game the Edmonton Oilers are trying to play. They want to play a flow game. They
1 hour 37
all the time. They want to be using speed coming through that neutral zone. But the Sabres
1 hour 42 minutes.
They're making it very
1 hour 42 minutes. 1 hour 43 minutes 26.
Sabres blue line. A, no speed.
There's that
Zero.
Monahan Gaudreau line.
NHL. YouTube. 65% volume. 70%.
Quickly and meet Josh.
0%.
Screen lock.
Well, it's certainly starting to feel like the Battle of Alberta now. 4-4. All right, the 2 games so far. Joe Pop is pulled out with it. Yakupov steps in, and he was behind Pouliot, and it's offside. Well, only 2 episodes left. Don't miss Keeping Canada Alive, a day in the life of Canada's healthcare system. Tomorrow at 9 on CBC. Here in Edmonton, the Calgary Flames are trying to stay alive in their division. They need to win tonight.
It's the pullback move at the blue line. That was awfully close. The one that there were too many moves there for Manny Yakupov.
Penalty call coming up here. And it's going against the Oilers. So the Flames, with 3:07 remaining in regulation, get a crucial power play with Pouliot gone to the box.
That was off.
Penalty call coming up here. And it's going against the Oilers.
There were too many moves there for Manny Yakupov.
Penalty call coming up here. And it's going against the Oilers. So the Flames, with 3:07 remaining in regulation, get a crucial power play with Pouliot gone to the box.
And the one thing that has plagued Benoit Pouliot over his career is penalties 200 feet from the net. And there's one that Weidman's making the play at the puck, and the stick did go underneath the right skate. And the official was right on top of it. I can understand the argument of the call, but that went right underneath the blade, and what a chance here for the Calgary Flames.
A power play that is 1 for 2 tonight. They control it right off the draw. Weidman gives it to Gaudreau. Gaudreau dancing in. Angled off by Davidson. Peels back. Goes back to Weidman. Across to Giordano. Giordano in. Little tip by Monahan. Puck is loose. Bang it away. And it goes in behind the net. Frantic action in front of that early goal. And it is cleared.
Okay, that was a case of too many bodies in front. The Flames attacked the net. And there was no chance for that puck to make it through all the legs.
The Dashers, made by Greiber, up the boards, Weidman to Giordano, his wrist shot looking for a tip in front, Hudler was right there. Yuri Hudler, squeezed off the puck there by Greiber, trying to stay with it is Hudler, here he is, Yuri Hudler now back in the net. Greiber battling with him, and he got it back to Gaudreau. Gaudreau has Monahan in front, banks it back to Giordano. Johnny Gaudreau now. A minute down to the power play. Gaudreau still with it, trying to dance in, lost it, and it is dumped on the ice again by the Oilers.
Great stick by Oscar Klefbom there. Gaudreau's just trying to buy himself some time to look for a passing lane, and that was a good active stick to knock the puck away.
Wholesale change for the Flames with 37 seconds to go. The power play, they're offside.
Well, pretty common theme when you get down to the nail-biting end of the game is put bodies in front, and you could see the whack and hack of Monahan trying to get it through his own player, Hudler, and then Giordano with one good chance on his knees and another one that almost went top shelf. That's a heck of a play. Here's where they talk about good sticks, and that's something the Oilers have tried to improve on as a team. Klefbom with a nice job against a great player, and that player Hudler, and then Giordano with one good chance on his knees and another one that almost went top shelf. That's a heck of a play. Here's where they talk about good sticks, and that's something the Oilers have tried to improve on as a team. Klefbom with a nice job against a great player in Johnny Gaudreau.
Colburn's in the corner. Jones is up there as well. And it's back for Brody. Brody to Sam Bennett. Connor McDavid is all bunny. Took the puck away. They're going to race away. Short-handed. McDavid in front looking for Lander. And there's Bennett again. Bennett straight back up the ice. A game within the game there. Bennett and McDavid. They killed it off. Power play is over. Calgary with just one shot with that man advantage. And there's 1 minute to go in the third period. Around the boards. Monahan missed it. And here comes Hall again. Hall with a 3.9 to go. Taylor Hall all the way to the corner. Could not cut around Giordano. Pass right onto the tape to Sean Monahan. Monahan gets it deep and then gets off. Here's Cliffbaum. Across to Davidson. Davidson trying to step around Juris. And the Oilers put it in. Under 30 seconds to go. Here's Brody. This one goes all the way down the ice. And it's met by Stations because it came hard around the boards to avoid an icing. They center it, and that's in! That is in out of the corner! 3 seconds to go.
Really happy about the one that wasn't called. And the call that McDavid...
Second comes off the board, and that will do it. The Oilers will still have a power play in effect when the third period starts. Well, coming up at the second intermission, inside the game with George and Nick and Kelly and Elliott. The score after 2 periods, Calgary with a 2-goal lead, 4-2 on Hockey Nights in Canada. Welcome back on Halloween. It's the only game in town remaining on the Saturday night schedule. It's 4-2 Calgary as we're all set to begin the third period here at Rexall Place. I've seen some wacky Halloween costumes tonight, but how about Phil Pritchard, the keeper of the cup? Phil, there's somebody walking around Edmonton tonight dressed up as you. So here we go. The Oilers still have a minute to go in a power play with Mark Giordano still in the box. Right on the doorstep is Colborne and tossed into overtime.
That one had a chance of going in there as Colborne was trying to grab it from his forehand, take it over across from his backhand to forehand. Watch, he goes to grab it, he misses it. Talbot anticipates this move. He's going to grab it on his forehand, take it across, and it almost sneaks underneath the pad of Talbot. Talbot felt it and was able to keep that left pad down as Colborne tried to get a piece of it between the pad and the net.
1:09 to go in the power play. Bennett in to take this draw against Anton Lander. Wins it cleanly. Brody at the line. Had it roll off his stick and it's sent down from Bennett. And Bennett has taken a penalty here. It's going to be a hook.
What a turn of events here. Another chance for the Oilers. Here's the energy that Hall tries to get. He has an opportunity to hit Gaudreau. Look at how quickly Gaudreau gets back up. Goes towards him. Nice defensive effort there by Weidman to maybe save a goal off of a rebound. And then a play where I thought for a second Anton Lander looked like he might have been the guy who grabbed. And somehow back the other way, it was Giordano who got the penalty. When the arm went up, I thought it was going to be Lander who was getting the penalty.
Or Bennett. They were both engaged, but it is Mark Giordano who is gone. Hooking is the call, so it's another power play for the Edmonton Oilers.
That's another one where Johnny Bear, who thought it was going to be Lander, who was getting the penalty.
Or Bennett. They were both engaged, but it is Mark Giordano who is gone.
Plea for a penalty. And this is what
call,
you see,
so it's another
Jim,
power
when you look
play
at these
for the
types of
Edmonton
games.
Oilers.
At one end, you got Lucic. He's a veteran guy, but he knows how to make his mark in the National Hockey League. Bad timing there as Russell turned around with the reverse pass, and Kachuk didn't lay up in time. So the first penalty and an early opportunity for the Oilers to get this crowd back on their feet.
Power Play is brought to you by BioSteel Sports Nutrition, the natural choice for everyday performance. Drink the pink. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins starts on the power play. McDavid is to his left. Maroon to his right.
To get this crowd up in time. So the first penalty and an early opportunity for the Oilers to get this crowd
0% vertically
back
scroll.
on their feet.
Power play is brought to you by BioSteel Sports Nutrition, the natural choice for everyday performance. Drink the paint. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins starts on the power play. McDavid is to his left. Maroon to his right. There's a shot from the point. Oscar Klefbom jumps in here.
YouTube.NHL October 31/2015 Calgary Flames Edmonton Oilers YouTube and 3 more pages. Personal Microsoft Edge window YouTube video player group. Pause keyboard shortcut play button. 0% vertically scroll.
McDavid on the fly, right side. Connor McDavid steps in, rolls into the corner. Trying to get it past Brody. Good stick work there by Brody to get that puck loose. Yakupov lost control of the puck, and here's TJ Brody in short-handed. Snaps the shot, and Talbot makes the save and hangs on.
I think the two-referee system has obviously worked extremely well. It's such a tough game to watch as a single guy, but you can see the viewpoint here through the bodies. There's the arm going up, but what he doesn't see also is Lander inside getting it. After a chance at the blue line, TJ Brody wisely puts that one right on net. If he misses that and he goes out the other way, you've got 2 Calgary Flames caught. That's one that you're maybe glad you do get a face-off in the offensive zone, killing the penalty.
Seconds.
You do chance at the blue line, TJ
on 18 shots. McDavid.
Sure what came. Harry Romo go across the Romo. And almost
what's Coleman like this in the
goals, I think.
Up ahead, here comes Taylor Hall. Hall's shot is right into the big C. Harry Romo's jersey.
Well, that's something that if you're on the Oiler bench, you can't let it derail you. For Romo, they said he did his best to try to get across on that. I would say, Dave, though, I would have about 100 less goals, I think, if that was the standard.
There's a lot of guys
of contact in front.
Jim Kerr, you know, all those power play goals he scored.
Mike Vernon would have been the one hitting me if it had been that scenario. Try to get across on that. I would say, Dave, though, I would have about 100 less goals, I think, if that was the standard.
There's a lot of guys
of contact in front.
Jim Kerr, you know, all those power play goals he scored.
Mike Vernon would have been the one hitting me if it had been that scenario. But as I said, that's a good call by the coaching staff of the Calgary Flames to take that chance.
Up ahead for Gaudreau on the move. Here comes Johnny Hockey, backhander off the blocker of Talbot. Shot at center at Kent. Jones in after it along with Sam Bennett. Back in for Gaudreau. Davidson down low, trying to defend, and that backhand feed goes in between the 2 defenders.
And Johnny Gaudreau took a slash to the hands there. That's part of the reason why that pass was an errant, and he went off holding his left hand.
Shots are now 14 aside in a 3-1 Calgary Flames lead. Curling in front, puck right on the doorstep. It's Colborne, and Talbot holds his ground.
That one had a chance of going in there as Colborne was trying to grab it from his.
This overtime period brought to you by Subway Restaurants. More fresh fuel for more hockey. Subway, eat fresh.
Off of Giordano. Right in the neutral zone, the puck's free for a split second. Giordano goes back to get it. Didn't see that McDavid had got behind him. And this is one that Letestu just didn't read. He didn't get in there with a real hard stick, go to the far post. You know that McDavid's going to try to find it. He delays long enough, throws it across. But a very hesitant Letestu missed on the open net.
That played with an Oiler high stick, so that faceoff comes outside the blue line. You look at this Calgary Flames bench, Craig. They have not won a game in 8 days.
You see the conversation there. Giordano said he lifted my stick. I didn't see him. That pair has had a real good challenge going up head-to-head against them, as they do against all the good players in the league.
Staging. Trying a quick pass up ahead. Here's Juris following up. This shot blocking aside by Talbot. That's way out. Staging keeps it in. Throws it back into the corner. Barris pushed it up the boards. Here's Juris again. He ran into the Oilers D and it was broken up. Swept back in by Josh Juris. Taylor Hall cuts back. Throws it into the middle for Nugent Hopkins. Dumps it into the corner. Ramo comes out of his net. Hall almost stepped aside around his man, but it comes back into center. Here's Leon Draisaitl. Hall off the sideboards, gathered in by Mason Raymond. He sees open ice near side and fires it back in there. Thomas comes out of his net. Here's Boley back towards the goal. Going to be netted to 5 points. Back up for Michael Backlund. Backlund is up high and can't get it in deep, and then flip back out to center. All trying to get away from Giordano. Those two jostle. And following up is Johnny Gaudreau. Off the leg of Pakarinen and back deep inside the flame zone.
See if Giordano and his partner change here with the Lander line on.
And here is Lander. He shoots, and Giordano got his stick on that. And it goes up and out of play.
You know, for Bob Hartley trying to make the matchups, well, here's why. Connor McDavid
goes up and out of play.
You know, for Bob Hartley trying to make the matchups, well, here's why. Connor McDavid, an opportunity with that disallowed goal. He did have a streak that got up to 8 games, but now it continues back at 7. Sam Gagner had a magical run in his rookie season in 2007 to go 9 games.
Right now, the longest streak in the NHL is 9 games by David Krejci, which ended tonight. Purcell waits for that puck along the sideboards, and here is Oscar Klefbom with the outlet pass. Feathered ahead, racing after it is Anton Lander. Pakarinen got by him as well. Calgary trying to force it out, and they almost do. Klefbom. Up ahead to Lander, who flips it in. Here's Dougie Hamilton, the former Boston Bruin, in his first season as a Calgary Flame. Long pass down the ice, tipped in by David Jones. Thomas came out of his net. That cost him one earlier in the first period. Here's Brody with a wrist shot. Scores! And that is way down. Here's Dougie Hamilton, the former Boston Bruin, in his first season as a Calgary Flame. Long pass down the ice, tipped in by David Jones. Thomas came out of his net. That cost him one earlier in the first period. Here's Brody with a wrist shot. Scores! And that is way down. Right away. Here's Brody with Burke. Here's Dougie Hamilton, the former Boston Bruin, in his first season as a Calgary Flame.
Well, dude, step energy behind going. It's a top. Absolutely no. Minor hockey, and the guys
up on the side, and Gravis got some room to move it. Off a stanchion, bounces right to the Oilers. With Jonas Guatos into the corner. As Letestu still battling for it, keeps it deep, throws it back in there. Out of the corner comes Purcell. That's it. Final half a second comes off the board, and that will do it. The Oilers will still have a power play in effect when the third period starts. Coming up at the second intermission inside
Enter it.
the game
Real
with
time.
George, Nick, and Kelly, and
Device and stereo mix. Micro.
score
check.
after 2 periods. Calgary with a 2-goal
31.
lead, 4-2
Current.
on Hockey Nights in
Volume.
Canada. Welcome back to Halloween. It's the only game in town remaining on the Saturday night schedule. It's 4.
The Shootout, brought to you by Scotiabank, proud supporter of over 5,000 community hockey teams and Canada's 5th season.
Calgary Flames US Oilers January 16. 16 YouTube 3 more pages. Personal Microsoft Edge window YouTube video player with plus keyboard shortcut key button. 0% vertical scroll.
Somebody walking around Edmonton tonight dressed up as you. There you go, the Oilers still have a minute to go on a power play, but Marco Doro still in the box.
Mark Payne with his first of the year, the lone goal scorer for Edmonton.
Straight up the middle of the ice here is Nugent Hopkins, throws it aside to Taylor Hall. Hall tried to go back to the point.
NHL.
Cliffbaum has it. Inside quarters.
NHL.
Another unlikely goal scorer. Mark made his first of the year. One draw by Taylor Hall. Worcester through trap here. Really can't pick it up. 1-1 off we go.
He goes to grab it. He misses it. Chance of going in there as Holmgren was
curling in front. Puck right in the door.
Play keep.
Sam Bennett's not one of your regulars.
Image magnet.
Don't you have to put him in there? The way he's feeling right now.
Who comes over the board.
Step to combo.
Monahan, Russell, Hamilton all standing up.
Enter English, American symbol, sound recorder. Magnifying it.
Monahan most definitely one of the regulars. Looks like Jordan Everly stepping out, ready to go.
I've checked that. Edmonton shooting first, and you can see Calgary. It is Everly shooting first. 2 for 4 this season. 39.1% career. Here he comes.
What a shot. Puck just would not sit flat. Colborne has got some great angles, but wow, can't be in the puck one hand. Lance and your puck pops up.
Colborne was
never gets
trying
it
to grab
again.
it from his forehand, but take it over across from his backhand to forehand. Watch, he goes to grab it, he misses it. Talbot anticipates this move. He's going to grab it on his forehand, take it across, and it almost sneaks underneath the pad of Talbot. Talbot felt it and was able to keep that left pad down as Colborne tried to get a piece of it.
His whole rhythm was thrown off when he mishandled the one by the top of the circle. Right there, kind of kicks him out of his sequence, and Cam Talbot doesn't play. He's got no speed and no chance.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins 1 for 2 this year, 4 for 14 in his career. And Nugent-Hopkins looking. And Nugent-Hopkins looking.
0% vertical score.
Off the post.
That's his spot.
His career.
Magnify image and smart explore dialog. Image magnifying is finished with 0% vertical score.
That's his spot. He goes there more often.
0% vertical score.
Time on Hiller loves that. Just over the pad,
Playing no
under the
item in
blocker
view.
or glove, and
Cross keyboard shortcut K button.
not the post.
YouTube video. Click next keyboard shortcut.
1 for 2 this year, 8 for 16 in his career.
Talbot felt it.
Nobody has scored yet. Here comes Monahan.
Magnify image and smart explore dialog. Image magnify.
Another good read by Cam Talbot. Monahan goes backhand, forehand. And
Calgary Flames vs Edmonton Oilers January 16. 16 YouTube and 3 more pages. Personal Microsoft Edge window. YouTube video player group. Pause keyboard shortcut K button. 0% vertical scroll.
6 for 25 in his career.
Image magnifying is finished.
And make that 7 for 26.
Calgary Flames vs. 0% vertical scroll.
For the first time this year, 6 for 25 in his career. 7 for 26.
0% vertical.
Indecision, see pucks bobbling around, try to shoot it, create an angle a little bit, and then just a quick release right by the left foot through the 5-hole.
Here comes Sam Bennett, his first ever shootout appearance. Has to score here. No, that's it. Oilers win it.
Play keyboard shortcut. 0% vertical scroll. Play keyboard. Pause keyboard shortcut K button.
Shootout appearance. Comes Monahan.
Another good read by Cam Talbot. Monahan goes backhand, forehand. And this is the net. Another rolling puck. Not much there, though.
Purcell shooting for the first time this year, 6 for 20 in his career. Scored yet. Here comes Monahan.
Oh, what a save by Cam Talbot.
Another good read by Cam Talbot. Back that forehand. And misses the net. Another rolling puck. Not much there, though.
Purcell shooting for the first time.
October 12/2016 Calgary Flames Edmonton Oilers in 2 and 3 more pages. Personal Microsoft Edge window.
25 in his career.
Chance to win it. Oh,
7 for 26.
October 12/.
Good decision. See pucks bobbling around. Try to shoot it. Play the angle a little bit. And then there's a quick release
0%.
right by the left foot. Good decision.
0%.
Pucks bobbling around. Try to shoot it. Create an angle a little bit.
second shooter.
Through the 5-hole for the goal. Here comes. And that's his spot.
And it's Monahan. 1 for 2 this year, 8 for 16 in his career on the shootout. 1 for 2 this year, 8 for 16 in his career on the shootout. Nobody has scored yet. Here comes Monahan.
Good read by Cam Talbot.
Image magnified is finished with it.
Forehand.
Hopkins 1 for 2 this year, 4 for 14 in his career. And Nugent Hopkins looking. No goal off the post.
That's his spot. He goes there more often than not. Low glove this time, Montero. Left hand. Just over the pad, under the blocker or glove, and beats Hiller, but not the post.
Shootout appearance.
Image magnified.
Score here. Shootout appearance. Has to score here.
Image magnified is finished with it.
Yes! Oilers win it. 2-1 and over in the shootout. And Blake Pajor is the shootout winner.
That ends a 7-game winning streak for the Flames in this building.
The Battle of Alberta.
It comes down to a shootout. And Teddy Purcell scores the winner. Bennett.
It will feel okay because the Calgary Flames get a much needed win.
Is that an understatement, man? Barry Ramo had his moments, but able to hang in there in the onslaught of the third period. And what a fluky goal. Another great example. Look at the Calgary goals in this game. A couple of deflections, a couple of miscues behind the net by Talbot. And then at the end, you never know if it's close to when the buzzer's going, and the 2 forwards were in front of the Calgary net, and Russell, as he's done so often, jumping in front of that one and stopping it.
So it's their 3rd win of the season, and they will get out of Edmonton and take those 2 points for a couple of games coming up at home. Here are your 3 stars. Michael Frolik, of course, in his first career hat trick. Another big night for Taylor Hall against the Calgary Flames, a goal and 2 assists. And TJ Brody, in just his 3rd game back with Calgary this season, making immediate impacts. What a night in Edmonton. Lots to talk about for George and the panel, who are back right after this break on Hockey Night in Canada.
1 hour 51 minutes. 1 hour 51 minutes. 1 hour 51 minutes 46 seconds at 1 hour 51 minutes 58 seconds.
What a night in Edmonton. Lots to talk about for George and the panel, who are back right after this break on Hockey Night in Canada.